Thinking ourselves on donuts, man. What a good life we have.
You do, and we're talking about football. This is a good life, man.
Donuts and football, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
Can we have pie the next
They're both around.
Yeah, we should get some
Two of the
pie.
best enjoyments in life.
Pie and lager.
Like vegan,
will
yeah?
just complete
Providing.
complete the set.
We will have that the next time around, man.
Hey, by the way,
On the extended show.
while we are picking out here, of course, you all have said you all been hard at work online. So, do you all have any online stuff, man?
Boyish, first yellow card by Ruth Van Wong.
Ruth Van Wong too said Ebo's first yellow card was plain stupidity. How's your opinion on it, Ben? Ebo has been having a horrid season. First, there was one where he cried when he was substituted after a horrid performance. Second one was the one yesterday. Should he be sold?
Should he be sold?
Oh, Ben, I know you're going to say something.
It's not should he be sold, he should have been sold a long time ago.
Yeah, you did mention. Actually, Ben did mention about this, him going off early.
Oh, we even got shot of him. Hey,
I
really,
think
why is he still on with Arsenal?
But you see, I think yesterday just summed up what it is about Bui. He was Arsenal's player of the game. He was everywhere. He showed what Wenger sees in him, and he scored a good goal. That was disallowed, and he was the one creating all the shots. And this is the Bui that Wenger is hoping will come out. Not forgetting he's already had a fantastic season at right back, so he can cover as right back. He's giving them options up there. He was Arsenal's best player up to the point he decided to let his stupidity get the better of him. You're very kind on him when you say the first one was plain stupid. The second one was beyond plain stupid. It was ridiculous having been booked for a plain stupid yellow card in the first. Because he should know enough that, I mean, Dean is known to give out cards. I think Dean was kind enough to try and chase him away until I think Dean got so fed and said, I've told you 3 times, I'm booking you. Now, after you've been booked for that, you go and do a stupid thing like that. And that's the best part. I mean, I was watching it at the club yesterday, and somehow we didn't see that part. But we saw Modric get booked. And what was he doing? He was like patting him on the back and consoling him and stuff. I mean, I tell you, if I were the ref, I would have given him a straight red. Because you were wrong. I'm coming to you instead of acknowledging the fact. I mean, you're going to pat him on the back like he's right, and indirectly it's a comment on the ref. Oh, you're so unlucky that you got booked, blah 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 blah. And so I really don't blame the ref, but we missed it. So we thought that Ibue was just booked for speaking out. I mean, which the ref is entitled to do, but it would have been a bit harsh. Then when they show the replay, I mean, Modric didn't even foul him. You know what I mean? It was just a tussle. You know you're on a yellow card. How are you going to get away with that? You know what I mean? And if we should have sold him when Milan offered 10 million, but anyway. I don't think anyone wants to buy him now.
10 million. 10 million.
Man City.
Best deal.
Man City.
Anyway, we'll get back to Arsenal.
More money than 10 million.
Hi, hybrid.
Hi, hybrid. And
Eboy looks like Kanye West. That's a good one.
Never saw the resemblance until now.
808 and Heartbreak.
Ruth Van Wong, you should be heartless.
Heartbreak, I said Kanye West. So anyway, we'll get back to the title pretender later.
When were Arsenal even title contenders? That's why I said people talk about Arsenal now. So start of the season, everyone was saying that Arsenal wouldn't even be in the top 5. They're comfortably in the top 5. And believe me, they're going to pick Chelsea for 4th place. That's the best joke of the season.
I tell you, Chelsea fans, they have promised they're going to come back next week.
Yes, they are going to come back next week.
They have a lot to say about that.
I am sure they will. Decline. They will bring it on.
But anyway, let's back to the contenders. Huh?
Yes.
On Saturday, late night match at Fratton Park, where there's a lot happening right now, but we'll get on that later. So,
what's the breaking news first?
Wait later.
Okay.
Breaking news. Can wait now. No, it's not about the contender anyway. So Liverpool traveled to Fratton Park to meet Portsmouth and got a strange lineup to set up with 6 defenders and
man,
defensive midfielder and 2. Just mind-boggling. And then, of course, got themselves 2-1 down with 77 minutes to go. And then, you know, we're thinking that this is the end. And, massive setback. But the crowd scored, equalized at the 84th minute. And, of course, Fernando Torres popped in with another last-minute winner. Second consecutive game. So, Liverpool managed to eke out a 3-2 win.
But they needed to do some rotation there because some of the players are tired. I mean, you could see
Torres was benched for quite a lot of it.
That's the thing, you know. Some of the players, can they take the EPL because of the hardness? You got so many games. I think of all the leagues in Europe,
it's by far the toughest.
Yeah, it's the toughest. So if you can play in the English Premier League, you can play anywhere.
And that's the thing. I mean, I don't know if let's say you have a decent squad. I'm not saying an outstanding squad because I mean Liverpool are far from being a complete squad as Man U have, and you have a decent squad. So why don't rotate? I mean you are facing out to 2 cup competitions, 1 European competition, one league competition, which takes in a winter Christmas. We doesn't have a winter break, which has a Christmas season where you play 4 games within a week or so. And whenever Rafa makes a slight lineup shuffle, why does he always get the stick? I don't know.
Maybe because strange people.
Alex Ferguson makes a few changes here and there with every game as well, but nobody complains about that.
The thing about Alex Ferguson having a squad, you got to understand, John O'Shea's been around for a long time. You know, Darren Fletcher's been around for a long time. So when you put these players in, you don't see the little changes at all. But Rafa's got a problem because he's got some new players and they have not played together for a long time. So when you put 6 new players in there, and then suddenly you're playing a team that's really hard.
But we kept them 0-0.
But
for a while, almost until
for an hour.
For an hour before they finally cracked.
Because up front they didn't have that killer instinct.
We got David
the telepathy between the attackers. That's why.
And you could see, for me, if Steven Gerrard played for Liverpool, it would have been a different thing. I think they would have scored because they missed that driving force. They didn't have that. So you need somebody to give you that driving force.
And that's tired already after the defeat.
But Ben, coming to you know, Arsenal squad are not really known for their depth. But do you think that rotation is, necessary even among your squad? You know,
Arsenal can't really rotate now because they hardly got anyone.
Don't worry, we can't either now.
But we've talked about this before. I think everyone has been a bit hard on Rafa because coming from the Spanish league, I think he made the mistake of thinking maybe the Spanish league is like English league is like any other top league, and in any other top league you can get away with that sort of rotation, but not in the Premiership because, especially this season, all the small teams can show you up. But to be fair to him, this season you can't say he's got it wrong because he's done it. And I mean, people were saying that too dependent on Gerrard. Gerrard wasn't playing yesterday, was he? No.
Thanks, nice one.
Ruben Wong,
but they scored. You know what I mean? People were saying they're too dependent on Torres, but they got by without Torres being there. Now he's back. It's a boost. Yeah, with Gerrard there, maybe they wouldn't have conceded 2 goals, but they still scored 3. The point is, whether it's 1-0, whether it's 3-2, you win. And I think, and this is where I believe Rafa is the man who can get them to say, look, we are still there. It's not over. We are still in touching distance. We still got to play United at Old Trafford.
So just bring
United has still got a good game. Rather than saying, let's see what happens. Just play our game, get on with it, and see what happens. And I think a few of the Liverpool players have talked about it. Definitely Gerrard and Carragher, they know what it means to win it after 19 years.
Yes, yeah.
And I think some of... Amazing thing is Torres has made comments to that effect, and some of the other foreigners have made comments to that effect. And these are people who would have grown up not knowing about Liverpool. Because by then Liverpool were not even in Europe, or not even dominating the English league, yet they understand it. So he must be doing something right. You have to rotate. How is the question? I suppose maybe the way Arsenal could do it is next season, if they got a big enough squad, Champions League and Champions League, the best players. Premiership, also the best players, a mixture. League Cup is all the young players, and FA Cup, all the English players. And just let them go into the tournament and see by the end of the season, at the business end, who are your best players and stick with them. I don't know, I've got no answers, but you have to have some form of rotation, because when the players get injured, I think this will be, I think you hinted on that, Bruce, the biggest problem for United. I don't know what happened if Vidic gets injured, because this is likely to happen with the games coming hard and fast. I mean, he's taken care of himself well. He's having an outstanding season.
We will know when the Champions League resumes at San Siro.
Yeah, but, that will be the...
When he's suspended.
Speaking of
how United is going to cope without Vidic.
Actually, I'm not worried with Inter Milan. No. Frankly, I'm not. If you ask me, I'm more concerned with the teams that we're playing. Let's say, for example, who are fighting down below.
For relegation.
2019.
You
know why? Because this is the wrong time to play with them. Especially when you get to March and April. Every point, and I tell you something, they're going to go for it. So whoever goes to Blackburn, right, to West Brom, Sunderland, you are asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Because I tell you, they're going to give you a damn hard time.
And the problem is, it's not just 3 or 4 teams, it's about 7, 8 teams.
Yes. And
all having to fight and
struggle. That is why I said to you, that is where I'm not worried about Inter Milan. Inter Milan, you know, they got that flair, this and that.
I think Bruce's point, which I don't know whether this was your point, it is not just the Inter Milan game itself, it's the knock-on effect after that. Not even the result so much as the bruising and the battering, and that is just going to take its wear and tear. You know, that then makes the game against the small teams even harder to play because of the distraction and the wear and tear.
It really depends, you know, how you want to put it. You look at it this way: when Roy Keane walked away, right, from it, everybody said, "Oh God, we're going to have this big hole in midfield." But I looked at it and I say, "Look, you know, gone are the days of Robson and Ince and you know all those players who come in and hard. You know, you got to drop that. Let the defense do the work and let the midfield do the planning and attack, and that's how it actually works. Now, when let's say Vidic goes out, I'm not concerned about Vidic going out, because basically I think Rio can handle it, and I've got really strong sort of like feelings that Evans can actually come in and do something. But he is a player to look at, and let's put it this way: you don't need those hard players, but what you need is intelligent players. If you take the only player I felt that's really missing out of the whole context is Owen Hargreaves, because if he was there, I would love him to be there. Because then when we play, for example, Everton and West Ham, the hard teams, right, the ones who are climbing up very high, this is the sort of player I would want to be in our central midfield area, because he just plays just in front of the two central defenders, and he can actually do the sweeping, and that's what he does, and that's what we're missing at certain games. So, for example, let's say Vidic's going to be out for that one game. Evans comes in. I would love to see actually Owen Hargreaves there, because that would have just solved our problem. Because this guy can play anywhere. You just give him right back, center, attacking. He's done it.
Been there, done that kind of thing.
And that's the feeling that I have. But I don't know. I think football is very strange. At the end of the day, if Alex Ferguson goes out, or Arsene Wenger or Benitez comes out, and they put the right team out, and you got something going, you can actually go in and win and get something out of it. But it's the players' mentality. Can you take the pressure when you walk into a stadium and you got crowds yelling at you, and you got a team who's fighting and battling for relegation, and every point counts. The players are going to go for you, man. And then that's the thing. They're gonna make sure that you hurt. Whether it's going to be players who got style and flair, but the main thing is that I want points. I want my team to get out of this gloom area. And as what Ben said, you got 7 teams down there. I don't want to go there and see what's happening. I definitely want to have a clear run.
On that note,
break.
We are going to have
more
round 2, and give us more comments. Nice one. Give us more comments so that we'll come back to them right after we have round 2.
Alright, donuts.